The Hunt for Red October is arguably one of the most well-known of Tom Clancy's novels, but what many people don't know is that it was based off of a misunderstood true story, the mutiny of Captain Valery Sablin. Hello everybody, my name is Anthony, and today I'm going to be talking about Valery Sablin. Valery Sablin was a naval officer in the Soviet Union, born on the 1st of January 1939. He came from a long line of naval officers, and he followed in his father's and his grandfather's footsteps by enlisting in the Frunze Naval Academy in Leningrad when he was 16. From a young age, Sablin was a devoted communist, being voted head of the Communist Youth Organization at the Naval Academy and firmly believing in the ideas and ethics of communism. Sablin eventually came to the conclusion that the Soviet Union had betrayed the ideals on which it was founded. Despite the USSR preaching equality and democracy, it was anything but. In 1962, he wrote to Soviet Premier Nikita Khrushchev, denouncing the corruption and failures of the Soviet Union in properly instituting communism. In response, he was punished, and his graduation was delayed. Despite this, he still graduated from the academy with honors. At age 30, he was offered command of a destroyer, at his age a huge accomplishment, but he turned it down to enlist in the officers-only Lenin Political Academy. At the academy, he was engulfed by communist literature, reading many books by Karl Marx, Friedrich Engels, and other communist figures. However, he was disappointed by the academy. He was dismayed by the censorship of material by Trotsky and other opposition figures. This did not stop him or his beliefs by any means, and he came to realize that the Soviet Union could only be reformed from within. In 1973, Sablin joined the crew of the anti-submarine frigate Storozhevoy as the ship's second-in-command and chief political officer. As a political officer, his job was to lecture the crew on communism and keep an eye out for any traitorous behavior. Sablin began to prepare for the mutiny. He began to attract support from the crew members, gaining their respect. He grew close to Alexander Sheen, a man who had been assisting him in preparing for his lectures and would become his second-in-command during the mutiny. The ship's captain, Anatoly Putorny, was suspicious, but Sablin ignored him. On the 8th of November 1975, the Storozhevoy docked in Riga, today part of Latvia. Sablin decided to put his plan into action. After luring the ship's captain below deck, he was locked inside. Sablin then gathered the crew and played a silent film for them, Battleship Potyomkin, a film about a rebellious battleship from the Tsarist era that Sablin had lectured about prior. As the film played, Sablin explained the plan. The officers voted whether or not to support the plan by tossing checker pieces in a cup, but there was a tie. The remainder of the crew voted unanimously for the plan. The plan was to sail from Riga to Leningrad, docking at Kronstadt Island, the site of previous naval mutinies during the time of the Tsar, where the ship would broadcast calls for a new revolution. Sablin had initially lied to the crew, saying that other Soviet military units were standing by to assist. They weren't. The ship left Riga at 1 a.m. on the 9th of November, but before leaving, a junior officer had jumped overboard and alerted the authorities. Sablin decided to go along with the plan anyway. Premier Brezhnev was alerted, and he ordered that every ship and plane in the Baltic Fleet be sent after the Storozhevoy. On Gotland Island, Swedish intelligence officers found out that something was going on when their radars lit up. There were fears that World War III was starting until they discovered that it was a hunt for a mutinous ship. While some pilots refused to bomb the boat, eventually bombers disabled the boat and Soviet commandos entered the ship. Sablin and 13 other mutineers were taken to Moscow to be interrogated. Sablin was sentenced to death and killed on August 3, 1976. In the West, it was believed that Sablin was attempting to flee to Sweden. The truth was revealed only after the collapse of the Soviet Union. Valery Sablin was a man who was devoted to his beliefs. He believed in establishing a communist society in which people could live in peace. He was not the only one who saw the Soviet Union as oppressive and totalitarian, and his execution is one of many by a horrible regime. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed my expert narration, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, Ant out.